Hello, Aaron. Thanks for taking a few minutes to watch this short video. I'm going to speak quickly, but you can play it back as many times as you want to make sure that I'm still speaking English and making sense once in a while. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. As you know, you've got your website. How it looks is a long story, but I'll say to you what I've mentioned to Ed, whatever you want it to look like, that's how we can make it look exactly down to the pixel. So you just decide what you want. And that's the way you and we can make it. I can make it look exactly the way you want. With that being said, I just want to kind of go over some basics with you. Here you have your header area, and you probably already know that. I'm sure you do. Your navigation bar, your navigation menu here. And the reason I'm mentioning that to you is just so that we have a common language terminology as we go forward. So your header area is here. Your body, obviously, of the website is here, web page. And then your footer area is quite large, especially in comparison to the body of the web page. But your footer area appears on all your different pages, and that starts here. And again, we can make this look any way that you want, shrink this down, change the colors, number of columns, put a background in, put hyperlinks, whatever you want. So what you want to do is you want to be able to log in. And so down here, you have your login hyperlink down at the bottom of every page. For right now, you can play with this email link. I think it'll work for you, but for the purpose of our short video, I'm going to go ahead and use username and password. So I've already got you saved here. I've sent you your password, and that it logs you in automatically. So, but for you, you'll type in your username, which is your name, and then I've sent you your password. You'll come in here to the back end, the back side of the website. And a very quick introduction. Again, you can watch this video again. Most of this you don't need to know, but I'm going to go over it quickly so that you're not overwhelmed saying, do I need to know any of this? So across the top here, you've got shortcuts, and most of these you will not be using initially. A few of them you will, but I'll go over that in a second. So these are shortcuts. And down here, you've got your dashboard. Some people call this whole area your dashboard. But your dashboard is going down the left-hand side. All of these shortcuts are located somewhere here in the dashboard menu as you start to do some of the flyouts. But the reason why there's shortcuts is obviously to get you to them quicker with less clicking. So what we're going to do right now is just kind of go over the ones that you actually will be using, and going across the top here for your shortcuts. Most of these you are not new. You will end up creating a new page or new pages, and we'll do that in a second. And that's right here. The other things about creating a post and media and theme or layouts, you probably won't be doing. If you decide you want to learn some new stuff, I'll show you. It's not complicated, but I don't think you'll be doing that unless you do a blog, and then we'd be creating posts. But again, we can talk about that at a later date, but you would be going new and then page. But we're not going to do that just yet. Here you have your list of your pages that are currently in the website. And if you clicked on any of one of these, it would take you to the back side of the page, which that's the name of them here: About, Contact, Homeowners Association. And we're not going to click on them right now. I'm just showing you, here's a list of the pages. They're actually located right here also. Here's pages, and then all pages. If I clicked on that, I would see this list in a similar format. It would lay out across the page, and you would access things slightly differently. But this is a shortcut to get to the different pages. Your posts only apply if you're going to do a blog. I mentioned to you that already. You may decide you want to do a blog of some sort. You could post calendar events, other information, updates, news, changes, whatever you decide to feature in the blog, and new residents or meetup residents or featured residents. You can do all that through the blog. We can talk about that again at a later date. Right now, we're just getting over the basics. So you're not going to be really dealing with posts, at least not initially. The builder, you may notice that this list of builder pages the list is the same list that is actually under pages. So if you went here or here, it's the same list. This, as I mentioned to you kind of quickly, was that this will take you to the back end of the page, not the front side of the page, but the back side. Whereas on the builder, which we'll do a little bit later, you will be able to click on, let me hover, and then click on any one of these, and the page will open to the front end, which is what the public, you, me, everyone sees, but you'll be able to edit it right from this front side when you're using the builder to actually do that. Templates is our next shortcut. You're not really going to be doing that at this time. I mentioned to you before, I can show you how to change your header and your footer area, do some other tricks with that, but right now, no reason to go there, and you're not going to be messing with this particular button here. Going quickly down the left-hand side, again, your dashboard, if you click here, it takes you to the front side of the page. Your shortcuts are still here, so I can tell that I'm logged in. I'm logged in as you can see right here. So here's your shortcuts. But I've already showed you those. Now I want to get back to my dashboard. I can click the word dashboard or click here, and then my dashboard shows up, takes me to the back side of the website. Going down the left-hand side quickly, again, home would take you to your home area here, which we were already at. Your updates, you're not going to worry about at this time. Security dashboard, you're definitely not going to be dealing with. Post, that's the same thing here as post, but that only has to deal with the blog, and I won't repeat myself other than to say this is the shortcut to here to get to these particular different posts that you may have. You know, residents that were new in 2020, and then new residents in 2021, and then, you know, you could separate them into categories and that type of stuff. Your media has to do with your photos. It would be a thought, a nice idea, if you decide to have more new photos of the association of the different beautiful homes and walking ways. We used to walk our dogs through the streets all the time throughout Whitehills Lakes. And but you can go to the library, which we'll do a little bit later on, but this is where you would add new photos to the media library. Forms you're not going to be really dealing with, but you could do surveys and questionnaires and permission slips and other types of things here. But the one form that you have is a contact form, and that's active. You don't need to worry about it at this time. Pages, same as the pages here. You've got the same shortcut there. Comments, you're not running a blog with comments. No issue to deal with any of these. You don't deal with any of these. You don't deal with any of these. So that's it. I'm not even going to go over it because you don't deal with any of them. So let's get back to what you actually came here for, and that's to actually I could show you how to edit a page, but as opposed to that, what I want to show you quickly, just to show you how you may just be, it'd be easier, I think, just to start with a new page if you like the layout, and I'll show you what I mean. So if I end up going here and then go to home, let me hover over this correctly. If you go too quickly, you lose it. If I open this up, this is the home page, and so you can see there's not much here. The body is all that you can edit, because again, as I mentioned to you now, and I'm sorry for repeating myself, but repetition is the key to learning, is that you can't edit the header, you can't edit the footer area here. You can edit it elsewhere, but that's not what we're doing at this time. So you can edit the body. Well, this is just two different boxes. They're widgets, columns, or modules. Again, they're all those words I just said mean slightly different things. But what I'm showing you here by kind of flashing back and forth, these are the editable areas. The other editable areas, if I hover over just a little bit, now this row becomes editable. So let me just show you here as you watch the hovering. This is a row, and then these are two different columns, and actually it has a text editor inside the column, and then here it has a photo, or it actually has a slideshow inside of the column. Now, if you want to start editing this page, which you can do if you want, that's fine, is that you go to plus, and then you can go ahead and add a new row. So you can add one column, X number of columns that you want. Let's just kind of repeat this here. Let's do a 3 column. I'm going to drag and drop it here. I'm going over this quickly, but there's other resources I'll show you, and I'll help you with this. But you can see you've got 3 columns here. What you want to do is now you're going to edit the row. So I want to stretch this row out to go from fixed width. You can see it's not going the full length. I'm going to go full width. And before I do that, I'm going to change the color to show you the background. So here, and then color, and then let's do a light yellow, maybe light green, take it down quite a bit. That's soft enough. So you can see it's fixed width. And when I say that, the reason why is because it's not going the full width of the screen. But if I scroll up just a little bit, instead of fixed width, I just change it to full width. Now I've got full width. And then again, I've got the columns here. The content is fixed width. You can see here. And if I want to change that, what I would end up doing is, let's say here, I'd click here. Let Let me hit save. And I'm going to add a photo. You can put so many dozens and dozens of different, they call these modules. You see here standard modules or widgets. A widget can be anything. And these modules, you've got lots of different things you can put just by dragging and dropping them. I'm not doing that now, but you'd hover, drag, copy, or just drag it over here. But I'm like, well, I'll go ahead and I'll show you. And this opens up for the media library. Right now, the photos that are in the media library are here. And so let's just go for the heck of it. Pick here. And then you should maybe add this information's later. I'll explain that to you. I'll just select that photo and then hit save. Now you can see the content again, it's not going the full width. The background went the full width, but the content did not. So if I want to edit the row, I'm going to click here, row, and then make it full width. And now, well, at least this image, this is a smaller image. That wasn't a good example. Hang with me here if you don't mind. Let me change this. Let me remove that and go back to my media library. Please be patient. Thank you so much. Let's go here. Go something a little bit larger. And I'm looking over here to kind of see the size. These are not very large photos. Most of these have been shrunk down already. And that's fine. I'll just grab this one here. Let's do that. Perfect. Select photo. And then save. Now you can see it filled this whole area here. It still has a border margin around it, but it filled the whole area here. Then if I want to add something, you got a column here, because again, we created 3 columns. Then you can put other widgets or modules inside of the different columns. So right here, let's say I want to add some text. I drag and drop a text editor over here. And I'm sure you're familiar with, like an HTML editor. So, type, hit save. Here it is right here. You can click the wrench to hover to edit whatever's area you want to edit. So if it's got a wrench and the area highlights, that's how you would edit that particular module, widget, or row, whatever you're going to end up doing. Again, this is a text editor here, whereas this is a photo. And there are, as I mentioned to you already, there are dozens here, but more. You've got dozens more. These are all, like, here's frequently asked questions. You guys have a frequently asked question page, and so this will help you format some things differently. Slideshows, video galleries, all different types of like fancy things, which you probably won't necessarily be doing, but you've got access to them if you decide. If you're looking for something, I'm sure you've got the ability to do it. So these are all, and I can help you with it. I'll be happy, always happy to help you do it. So with that being said, I'm gonna hit done and publish. We're just gonna leave this here for, well, actually I should probably delete that. So you can see on the home page, that's how I quickly edited the home page. I added the 3 columns, even though I only put something in 2, and then I hit publish, and I've got the page saved. Now I'm gonna go ahead and edit it. So because I'm on this page and I want to edit, I just go to Builder and click the word Builder. This page opens up, and I can tell that I'm in the Builder mode. It's active. Besides here, you can see across the top, it just loaded. But I can see here, I'm able to highlight different areas. Just hover the area highlight so I know I can edit it. Since we created this row, I could delete this widget. It said module, so they call it a module. This is still a column. So if I click here, I just deleted 1 column. Now I've got 2 columns. If I delete, you see the columns? So, but if I delete here, I'll delete the second one. Do I want to delete this module? I hit yes because it's taking up a column. Nope. Click here, my mistake. Now I've got 1 column. But I'm going to go ahead, and so then I can put the information or whatever I wanted inside this column. I'm going to go ahead and just delete the whole row because we don't need it. So now I'm back to my home page the way it was. Now, what I want to show you, Aaron, and I'm sorry for boring you here, but I got to show you this real fast because this makes more sense to you when you see this. So let me just hit done to get off this. And because I mentioned you might just want to create a new page, and I think it'll help you with some freshness on what you want to do and create. This is a very basic page, 1 row with 2 columns. That's all this is. So I'm sure you've got a much better mind than I have. And so what you want to do, let's go to New, and then Page, And let's go ahead and create, welcome back to block editor. Okay, hang on one second. The WordPress is what we're using, has upgraded, and they force some of the interaction like what we're doing here, and that's fine. I don't mind working that for a second or two, but that's why you're going to be hit with something similar. So what we're going to do though is we're going to end up for temporarily is go ahead, not temporarily, just to get started, we're going to go ahead and add a title. So test, and we'll name it Aaron first page. And then basically, let's see, everything else should be set, so I don't need to worry about this. So, okay, thanks for, this is other things that we could set on a fancier website. Again, you guys have a very basic website, that's all we're dealing with. And so we'll go, what we're going to do now, Aaron, is we're going to use this Beaver Builder. I did not come up with this name, but this is what it's called. I think basically because you work in rows, and you may know that beavers, in order to build their dams, they've got to build a row at a time, or otherwise the dam would just collapse, and it would they'd never be able to make it stand sturdy. So you end up launching this to actually create your different pages, and this is loading that will become the website. So as I've said now 3 times probably, we're not messing with the header area, we're not messing with the footer area, we're not messing with the menus at this time. We're only messing with the body of the web page. So here you could start to build a page from scratch, and I think you said you have some digital media experience. If you've used Publisher or some of the other page layout things, you can do that. You can create a row, a column, and drop different things into the different columns, rows, and build your pages. It looks great. It's a great way to work. Nothing negative to say about it. Done it many times, and that's a great way to work. The other option that you have, though, is you have a lot of ready-made templates. Now, again, I mentioned to you before, up here you got your modules. Up here you got your rows, which we looked at very quickly. I barely spent a second on this. Your modules are here, and then you can rotate between them. Your rows are here, and how many columns you want in a row. Your templates are here. Now, you've got a lot of opportunities with your different templates, because these are called landing pages, and you may or may not be using these. You can, if you really like one, go ahead and drop it in, but you also have the option of like some content pages. And so as an example, well, let's just use here, you've got contact, thank you for some, if they send a message to you about us. So if we click this, and I'll do that in a second, I'm showing about me, our services, and it kind of gives you an idea for the layout. Now, all of this would be customizable after you did that, put it there. So let's just use an example. I'm just scrolling down to show you a few more. And there's other templates that we can, add if you would decide you want to use the templates. But again, you've got ones here as landing pages, and then you've got ones that I'll add. I'll actually activate more. So if you like templates, I've got more for you. I don't have them installed right now. I can see that. But let me just show you what you'd end up doing is with these templates, if you decide to use them, I'll just use like a basic contact page. So click on this, the template gets dropped in. You can see that, again, we didn't mess with the header, we didn't mess with the footer, we just are editing now the body of the page. So as you hover over the different areas, you can edit them. So this is a text editor, so if I click it, as you already saw before, an HTML editor opens up. Let me show you this tab. I don't know why they hide this, but if you click this button here, you get that extra row. And I prefer to have, even though I don't use a lot of these, but I do use some of them. But you may or may not be looking for something, so that's how you get there. Color and that type of stuff. But with that said, what I want to show you, then like this is a heading setting. So if you click here, it looks different than that HTML editor that we were just in, and you would edit this headings slightly different than you would a text editor box. This here is obviously a map, so you'd want to type it in the wrench, and then you go here, then type in the address for Whitehills, Lakes, East Lansing, Michigan. I doubt it'll find it, but let's see what happens. There we go. Hit save. Yeah, that's good enough for now. So, I mean, you can change that yourself at your convenience, but this at least shows that in Contact Us. You can make it a little more friendly and change all that information if you want. So this was just to show you templates already made, But as I mentioned, there's a lot of other templates that are already made, and then you could just use them, and I'll add more if you decide you want to use them, and then you would just click on them and change the content for what's actually there. And you can move stuff around. So, you know, you want this above this, you just move it here. You want to move the form up here, you move it here. So you can move stuff around, change color, you can change everything. So with all of that, very long, much longer video than what I had anticipated, I'm going to hit done. I'm going to go ahead and publish. We created a page, it's called Aaron's test page, I think. Let's see, it's still loading, still saving. Let's hit refresh. Aaron, test Aaron first page, and I can see it here. I don't know if you can see. Yes, it's in the video. This is the name of the first page we created. So you can delete that later. How would you delete it? Well, here's pages, and then down here you've got, I'm sure it'll show up. There it is, test Aaron first page. That's one place you can delete it. If you click here and then go to pages, you go to all pages, and you delete it elsewhere. Thank you for watching this video. This was a very quick but long introduction. Hopefully you had a glass of wine with you while you're watching this, maybe a bottle of wine after this long video is finally over. But this is what you'll be working with. So look forward to speaking with you soon, and take care. Bye-bye, Aaron.